What's up, guys? It's Fox. Today I'm showcasing my lazy point and shoot striker build for solo heroic, and it performs well in legendary and heroic group play. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. What I am saying is it requires very little to get a lot out of it. You still have to, at least point and shoot at things, preferably enemies. Anyway, without further ado, if you just want to see the build and take a screenshot and be done, here it is in all its glory. Goodbye, see you later. But for those who want to know what's going on here, let's dive in. Gunner specialization with 15% AR damage increases. My current expertise is 19, so slap that on what your weapons you are using, and it's currently 15 on the armor. However, I would recommend keeping the armor at expertise level 12, as it's less precious resource intensive, and just prioritizing maxing out weapon expertise. And as for the weapon, now you can run lefty or rock and roll, the named shotguns, to build striker stacks fast. Just make sure you increase the specialization to shotgun damage if you choose. I found with shotties I never really bothered to rip them out and build striker stacks. I just shoot with the Elmo, but that's completely up to personal preference. Know yours. The primary St. Elmo's engine with DTOC, absolutely perfect weapon, builds up stacks up to 100, and once that happens, you get a full mag of shock ammo, perfect for stunning enemies, not just with your looks, but with damage output. It's incredible, can't rate this weapon high enough. Quick step pistol with swap speed for the speedy feet, 20% movement speed while equipped. Now let's look at the armor. So Striker's Mask with weapon damage and crit damage with a critical hit chance mod at 5.7. Walker's Chest with crit chance with crit damage with an 11.8 crit damage mod with the talent Obliterate for increasing crit hit damage. Holster, I have a Bellstone Armory piece for the armor regen and 10% armor on kill, re-rolled with weapon damage and crit damage and crit chance. I enjoy using Bellstone as it's usually armor core focused. However, if you find one with crit attributes, re-rolling its core attribute for weapon damage gives you armor regen alongside 10% armor on kill for the 2-piece bonus with the Ninja Bike exotic, and that creates a passive survival boost to this build while mowing down your enemies. Best farm for the Bellstone. Best farm in general is challenging difficulty countdown, setting the target loot for Bellstone Armory, and that goes for any loot really that you're trying to get. Set targeted loot for what you're chasing, and be showered in loot in countdown. For the knees, another striker with weapon damage and crit hit chance. The gloves, the last piece of the strikers with weapon damage, crit chance. Now, the exotic is what brings this all together. The Ninja Bike exotic backpack. For its 3 cores and the talent giving the brand set gears, I'm using +1, acting as a puzzle piece, with a 5.9 crit chance mod. So this exotic allows me to run a complete 4-piece striker for the brand set bonus of increasing weapon damage, 2-piece walker giving 5% weapon damage, bringing the total up to 20% with the specialization increase, and 5% damage to armor with the 2-piece bonus. And my Bellstone armor regen and armor on kill bonus as well. All up, 6 red cores with 1 blue, bringing my armor to 1 mil, and an extra yellow skill core that helps slightly with the skills. And as for the skills, I'm using Crusader Shield and Reviver Hive. The stats in terms of crit chance is maxed at 60%, with the weapon damage coming in at 107 crit damage. This is my tried and tested lazy striker build. And lazy doesn't mean it's easy. Like I said, it just means it requires little thought and allows you, as the damage guy or gal, to keep the pew pew and watch the numbers go up. I consistently do highest damage in group legendaries, and this is great for solo heroic. as I now really only exclusively run this build, as it suits my playstyle perfectly. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know it's not the most insane damage build, however, this is my preference for my playstyle. Performs well for me, with the evidence to back it up with the gameplay, and I think it's a great lazy striker build. If you've enjoyed, like, sub for more foxy content, and as always, don't have a good day, have a great day.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Vital signs critical. Agent down. Immediate medical assistance needed.